as I promised, we are back, and we're about to get this thing going. The next guest is a writer. She's an author, yoga and meditation teacher, a healer, speaker, and holistic consultant. Let's get to know her a bit, shall we? Welcome to the show, Miss Charis Brown Malloy.
Thank
Charis,
you.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing? And congratulations on your 100th episode.
Why, thank you so very much. Well, Charis, as I said before, they've been clamoring for you, so I'm so glad to have you on the show. It's been a long time in the making, and I was like, when is the show ever going to get here? But we're here. So welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I've been listening to your other guests, and everybody is doing things and shaking it up, and so exciting to be alive right now. There's so many cool things happening on our planet, and especially in our country. I mean, America, there's some crazy stuff going on both directions, I think.
Well, emphasis on being alive, I agree with you 100%. It sure beats the other option. At least I think. You know, you never know. We haven't experienced it, so we'll see.
Yeah, right.
So you knew you were a writer even before you recognized it. How and when did you actually recognize that was part of your journey?
Well, it kind of has been coming and going over the course of my life. When I was a kid in school, I had this one teacher, and her name then was Miss Bequeenie, and now she has a different last name. But at the time, she made us write every day, you know, whatever, free writing, and she would say to me, you're a writer, you're going to write when you grow up. And I would say, all right, you know, that was fine with me. I don't know. And then I grew up, and I wanted to be a psychologist, and then I wanted to be a physical therapist, and then I wanted to be a psychologist again. And somewhere along the way, I realized that writing was my passion. I had completely forgotten that she ever told me that. And I started to write, and one of my professors in grad school, who's also a writer, his name is Mark Brady, and he writes parenting books on neuropsychology, on how to understand your children, it's a lot of good stuff. But he said, you have to write 2 pages a day and send them to me. Because just because I wanted to be a writer didn't mean I was a good writer. I was not particularly good. And I thought I was being good, but I wasn't. So I did.
Right.
And it was about 3 or 4 years that I was sending him 2 pages almost every single day. And that ended up being a lot of writing. And eventually I kind of felt it kind of bubbling up. They say it's like birthing a child. Like first you kind of feel the stirrings, and then things kind of get louder and louder internally for you until it just has to come out. And then Journal of a Starseed was written in a relatively short period of time. It just kind of came out of me. I just typed it, and it was done. And it's not perfect. There are a couple typos in the book, but you know what? I don't even care. That's okay with me. It just wanted to be born, and it was.
Wow, that is part of the journey. That's an awesome story, by the way. And something else I wanted to point out, you had extensive training in college with your shamanistic training and Reiki training, along with your psych degree. How did all this prepare you for your journey today?
It laid the entire foundation, I think. I mean, if I hadn't had all of those things happen, it was kind of, it was like a foundation. One thing kind of built upon another. And at each level, I would think, okay, now I got it. Now I know how the universe works. I know everything, you know. I mean, the normal stuff that a college-age student does, right? And then everything would just get totally amped up again, and I would say, what? I didn't know anything. Now I know everything, and then it would keep happening, so now I know better than to say that. I'd say I am where I am, and it's probably still in kindergarten or maybe first grade by now, but I'm not sure.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think that happens to us all. At some point we realize, as someone once said, I know that I'm intelligent because I know that I know nothing.
Yes.
You know, we really have only scratched the surface of information and knowledge, and some less than others. And interestingly enough, last night I had a very great conversation with a wonderful, busy, and successful writer, and I asked, how has he been able to survive the last 365? Mm-hmm. His answer, without a blank, was meditation. And so my question to you is, why is meditation such a grounding source of energy?
It's my opinion that as a human adult on this planet, meditation is important to keep yourself from losing your mind. I mean, I think that it keeps us sane, period. I mean, there are different versions of crazy, and my version of crazy in this context is that constant mental chatter, going all day, constant worry, constant stress, and you're projecting your future out in front of you because we're all these reality generators all the time, the things that we give emotion to come true. And so you're constantly creating worse and worse realities to you. Our planet is in turmoil, our economic system is failing, our families are falling apart, our emotions are going crazy, everyone's drugged up on caffeine and alcohol and antidepressants, and that's the crazy, what people call normal, quote, normal is the crazy, and the sane is being present and realizing that it does not matter how many electronic gadgets you buy, and it does not matter how much square footage your house is or how much money you even have in the bank. It matters whether or not you're here, whether or not you're healthy physically and emotionally, and whether or not you're living your life and not just constantly jumping from one worry to the other. And what meditation does is it kind of makes you do that. It reminds you what the truth is, and it's not all of these little labels that people like to put on things.